Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to be reviewing Game 2 of the Team Liquid versus Phong Buffalo, and let's just jump into it.
To convert it into a win, and now we enter game 2 picks and bans to see what will change. Already one change.
We'll see how the draft changes from Phong being on blue side, and just the overall change of bans in this game. We see the Tom Kench banned out again, and we see the Jace ban. Apparently, I guess Jace is a really big priority for TL, and they see it as a top tier pick. So blue side they first pick it, red side they ban it. We see fairly similar bans to game 1. Would not be surprised to see Phong trying to run back a similar comp. They played well, they just misexecuted. And this time we see the Galio ban coming out. Kind of interesting, considering the Galio wasn't too much of a problem. I guess it was for the bot lane. It's more just annoying than anything else. But they could definitely... And this time they banned the Braum, which is a lot better. But they are really trying to pinch out this support pool. And then the Derek ban comes in from TL. So we have 4 support bans total coming out. Aurelia still open, Rise still open. All these solo lane power picks. The Jarvan. This is pretty bad first pick when the reksai's still up. They should definitely be waiting for either the second rotation, which Jarvan probably doesn't get through, or just ban reksai instead of one of these support bans. So that's how I think about that one. I really don't like the pick. You see TL maybe goes Lucian here. Maybe Rise. They take the Kaisa. Skarner. Don't really like that. But they're just hovering it. And they pick up the Silas. So that's getting a surprising amount of priority in this stage. So that's very good into Jarvan, because you can take his ult. Makes it very nice. Okay, the Aurelia pick should be a flex pick, so I expect to see something like AD coming out, maybe support, so support doesn't get pinched so much. But it is AD. Don't mind that at all. And here you pretty much you have to take the reksai, because it will 100% get banned if you don't pick it. I'd be surprised. Wow. I'm actually really surprised to see this. I know that the Nautilus has had some priority here. By picking the Nautilus mid, you're pretty much making the Aurelia go towards the top side of the map. But it could also be support as well, so not necessarily. I would like to see Phong ban out Rek'Sai here. But they might not. Rise ban, very standard. Would be very good into Nautilus in the mid lane. But we also have to mention that the Nautilus could be support. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Skarner gets banned out. Skarner pretty decent in Tyrelia. Not great into Varus. I assume not that great into J4. But I'm not 100% on that matchup. You definitely have river control as Skarner. And the LeBlanc ban comes out. Which is, it would be pretty strong. Sejuani. So they don't ban the Rek'Sai here. Which is very interesting. We'll see what TL goes with. I assume it's going to be the reksai, which it is. I don't like the draft from Phong so far. Shen, looking at support. It's one of the only good melee supports left. I'd like to see something who could split here when you have the Shen and play towards the 1-3-1 with the Varus. Zoe. I don't really like that. Akali is still open. So it's going to be Silas mid in that case. I guess the reason they don't pick the split pushers, I mean, I guess they do have the split pushers. I guess they're just not as comfortable playing Akali, because Akali would be a good pick in that situation. Gangplank, kind of interesting. I guess it's more for the Irelia matchup. I think I would have liked to see Silas top, Akali mid. So this is pretty interesting draft from both teams. Zoe, I assume it's for lane. But you don't really win the 2v2 anyways. We see Doublelift with the cleanse, which is fairly interesting. I think I would prefer seeing him with heal. I think if you're TL, you force the vertical here. By taking cleanse. 1 second. My drawing application is bugging out. There we go. Anyways, I think if you are TL, you force the vertical here. Because you kind of want to hit the Irelia. And you get to choose which side you play on here. I think you leave this bot to scale. I don't think it's too important. He already decided it's going to be farm lane when he took the cleanse. So it'd be better to focus top here. I would have liked to see a maybe an invade onto the top side of the map. I think I don't like that he's going towards here. I think especially when you see this ward come down, red golems into scuttle. into invade would be good. And force the vertical. He's starting wolves. So it's kind of the same idea, he just did an extra camp, except he's not going to be able to force the vertical here. Jarvan does just go from red to blue though. This would be counter ganked if the reksai was here, by the way. So, doesn't make a difference. I have no idea why he's not meeting him at Scuttle. Xmithie. I guess it's because he did leashless, but pretty interesting path. Splits the scuttles. Which isn't great against J4. I mean, splitting the scuttles is fine, but you're letting this J4 get what he wants, essentially. Jarvan predicted the gank. That was really good from Buffalo. I think the Phong jungler isn't good, but he's been out jungling xmithie, which is pretty problematic for TL. Because there are definitely better junglers out there. We're seeing the Zoe find the laning pressure. Very close to a kill. Just being a little annoying, stopping the base, getting a good reset here. Jarvan continues to hard gank the top lane. They're going to fight over the scuttle. Slight advantage for the Zoe, but they push him off, which is good. Expect him to go back to Wraiths here. This gank doesn't really work. I guess it's more for the counter gank, but I don't think the Jarvan ever ganks there when he's already falling behind. xmithie going for the mid gank. It's okay. Pretty interesting roam here from the Nautilus. Doesn't seem that he would get a lot here, but at the same time he's not losing much at bottom, so he can afford to roam. But it doesn't seem well prepped. I guess he was going for the ward, but then he just kind of decided maybe the mid gank can work. The reason why the Aurelia backed off there, one, she missed her stun, and then two, the Rek'Sai could easily be top. So he just gets out of there. Just smart. It's decent tracking. Kai'Sa has her wave in a good spot. It's gonna get reset here though. Core JJ stops the reset. and dies. I don't know. That one just seems really ambitious when you see them in the lane. So pretty big mistake from Core JJ. I don't know if they know the Jarvan's here. Maybe they don't. I guess that's why he's trying to contest it. But there's no reason to go for this. You got the freeze already. You're already way too far up in the lane. So he dies for that. Forces Doublelift to pop his ult. Now the wave is actually in a bad spot too. Pretty sure it's pushing away. The Rek'Sai is not really using the pressure of the champion very well. Ocean Dragon's definitely better on Phong Vu. This looks fairly ambitious. Trade kill. Works out for TL a little bit, but they can't do the drag. The drag's not a big deal though, honestly. It is good for TL because they have some poke champions. So, oh, he just misses it, but he gets it anyways, so it's fine. Not sure why he was there. I guess he's just going for a solo kill. Kind of weird. Don't get anything off of that. Don't like the play. Dies for it. It's pretty bad. Kind of absent-minded about the Shen ult, to be honest. Not really sure how xmithie dies here. He just doesn't get a chance to pop his R. I mean, as soon as he sees this, he should just ult the Shen. Oh, he's taunted. I don't know. Kind of a weird spot. Pretty good chain ult. Zoe pops flash for this one. Gets the kill. And we're in a fight right here. How does this happen exactly? So TP and TP, both TPs coming out. A lot of priority on this drag, for whatever reason. They end up getting it. Overall positive for Phong Vu. Kind of ambitious there to go for damage when you know that they're recalling. This Shen pick seems to be misplaying mechanically, but it's okay. They're playing fairly decent. You hate to see this one. The Jarvan counter jungling in the reksai. I guess this is why Phong Vu Buffalo didn't like even care that they're giving away the reksai pick. xmithie just doesn't look like he really knows how this champion is, like why it's overpowered. He seems to have misplayed like most of this game. I really don't like that he started Wolves when the bot side is not going to be the focus, probably. Maybe it's just how TL wants to play. They just want to focus the bot lane. And TL picking up some kills here. Phong Buffalo kind of mis-executing some dives. It's a pretty big mistake. They should transition that into a Herald. They do not. Or they are doing it, but just in a different way. Yeah, they can't really do this. Now they're probably giving up the Herald. Because they have to reset here. So Phong Vu should just, like... I mean, they should even know that they have to reset here. And Phong Vu should just play around it. And if they get stopped, then they know they didn't reset yet. But otherwise, you can just do the Herald. We see the Silas making use of the Jarvan ult, like I said. And yep, they lose this one. Maybe I'm undervaluing first turret, but it seems just not worth it. Because again, it's a game where breaking mid is not easy for TL. At all. A little bit of an ambitious play there. Core JJ just seems to not really respect. Wow, that is fucking terrible. Yeah. This is not really how you're supposed to use reksai ult. Although it does work out in this exact situation. What would have been better is he runs up here, cuts off, and then he has ult for the fight. Because he could definitely tunnel over and then cut them off at this point. But using it like this, that kind of... It doesn't do anything. They still get this anyways. So, TL with a net win there, but now I see why reksai doesn't get banned against TL. This looks pretty bad from the reksai side. Like everything that makes reksai oppressive, they're not really abusing at all. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't just cut off here. Ends up working out. I guess he doesn't want to greet it, but the reksai just doesn't. Like, you're supposed to use it to dodge stuff and to deal damage and come in and out of the fights, not necessarily like go in like that. But it ends up working out, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But if I saw reksai being played like this, I would not be banning it against TL either. I think it's perfectly fine to keep it open. Again, we see top tower being taken. Top tower doesn't really mean anything. Would have much rather seen it used mid. They decide to turn here. It's a pretty good flank by the Aurelia. They're not going to be able to get this mid tower, but a little bit of damage maybe, or just shove out reset. Kind of hard to review this game. There's a lot of like random, not great stuff happening. They end up getting this mid tower, which is fantastic for them. That is really good. Again, TL not really looking too good. They seem to be falling behind in this early mid-game period. Part of it's because of jungle. Jungle's not really playing too well. xmithie not playing too well. This is where we kind of see why you wouldn't necessarily want to pick splitters into Shen. But it does end up working out. Now it might be possible to get mid. Means a lot. That was good. Misplay by Zoe. Maybe possible. Yeah, definitely. Okay, after Sparin, this game looks pretty over. Zoe Varus are champions that kind of need to be ahead to win. And they're not really ahead. TL has the 1-3-1 option. Wow. Okay, scratch that. This game's still winnable. It's just like throw after throw is what it looks like. This is just a lane reset for XP. Turning there, kind of a bad decision. You can definitely leave with your life, and here's the thing, like, you have Barons, and you have a 1-3-1 comp, so you can definitely set this up to go to the 1-3-1. Netting these kills don't do anything for you, so there's no reason to actually turn. Except, like, fighting for the sake of fighting. But it's not great, I'll say that. They decide to go Dragon because people died, so they decided to try to pick up the scraps a little bit. Silas in absolute no man's land. I think he should be on the top side here. The Zoe cannot really split versus him in a long lane. They may not want to do it because of the Shen ult, but that shouldn't deter them when they have Barons. You can see that this mid tower is going to be very hard to get. Now they're cutting off bottom. This is a good fundamental rotation. The problem is they're doing it poorly due to the fact that they should be rotating down here when the wave is coming up. Not like when there's... Oh, they are doing it. I couldn't see on the minimap. But this is actually good. This is a very fundamental rotation to pick up the tower. Now they should rotate towards bottom. No idea why they're walking up there. Walking up there, it worked out, but they definitely should not have done that. They easily could have rotated mid, taken the tower mid. Probably keep pushing mid as well. They might look to end here. Overall, pretty messy game. Macro, not really there. xmithie reksai, bad. At least this game. Phong Buffalo kind of threw a lot of chances, just being over aggressive, not really grouping up, getting picked off. It seemed winnable. Once you lose that Baron though, like where you get picked at bot, get picked at mid, It becomes very hard. Yeah, the Baron spot, I mean, you just can't lose Baron there. If you do, the game's pretty much over. I mean, this game revolves around Baron in the current meta. One Baron just repels you to so much, especially with the meta being 1-3-1 or double splitters or things like that, which we're not really seeing too much of. Overall, pretty messy game. xmithie jungle pathing was terrible. Jarvan overforcing ganks, falling behind on tempo as usual. A lot of the fights just not going the way you would expect, because a lot of these fights they're just fighting over absolutely nothing. So it's hard to win a game when you play like that. Rift Herald being dropped top when you need mid. I don't know. A lot of things going wrong for both teams here. All right, that's it for this review. I'll be reviewing the third and the final game from what I've heard. I knew the final scoreline. I didn't know the result. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys next time.